Okay, so here's an interesting problem. Basically, homeowner A has entered into a contract with wholesaler A, right? And entered into a contract to go ahead and sell it for $50,000. Okay. Now, wholesaler A is not particularly good at marketing and contacts wholesaler B and says, "Hey, listen, let's joint venture together, and what I'll do is I'll split the profits with you." All right. And so they say, "Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and start marketing." So this person starts marketing, finds wholesaler C, and wholesaler C says, "Hey, guess what? I have a buyer, let's say, D, I don't know. And so I'll tell them about the house, and they're willing to pay $59K. So why don't we just split the money up three ways?" So as I understand the situation, the three wholesalers have some kind of agreement together where they will go ahead and split the 59 grand. Now, part of the problem is, now how do we get this person, D, to make a contract and get everybody paid? Now, here's the thing. A has the legal agreement with the homeowner. So A is the person who needs to do the talking. What they need to do is contact this is the wholesaler that called me, wholesaler B, and they said, "What do we do?" What they need to do is, very first thing you need to do is open up escrow, okay? You always want to open escrow the instant you get a contract. And the reason why is because you have legal obligations, legal rights, but to exercise those rights, you got to do the responsibilities. And part of the responsibility is fulfilling the contracts. You want to open up escrow as soon as possible. That provides the evidence, okay, that you have a contract. You've told somebody else, and then what they'll give you is they'll give you an earnest money receipt, okay? It's just like when you buy a Mountain Dew at Circle K, they're going to give you a receipt for the money you've given them. So it doesn't matter if your earnest money is $1, $10, or $50. It doesn't make a difference, but you want to open up escrow right away. And that way you'll get the escrow money receipt. This escrow money receipt is your proof that you have a valid contract between you and that person, okay? Once you've done that, then you'll start getting the title report back in the next couple days, okay? Once you get the title report back and it's clean, then you're really in business. Now, what I would do is I would go ahead and tell C, "Hey, listen, you need to get D to go ahead and deal with A, all right? Because you all have an agreement of some kind. You need to start cutting some people out of the picture, all right? And I'm not saying not pay them. I'm just saying you want to have one voice. So A deals with D right away, okay? Now, what D needs to do is they need to go ahead and do whatever inspections they need to do right now, okay? Get them over with, because once they enter into a contract with you, all right, then that's it, all right? So what you want to do is take Sean Terry's one-page contract, all right, his assignment contract. That's the one you want to use. On there, I did a video about that just the other day. You want to have $2,500 non-refundable earnest money deposit. The total assignment in this case is going to be $9,000, okay? $2,500 to be paid right now. The balance will be to be paid at close of escrow. Now, this person, once they've done their inspections, check, then they get down with wholesaler A and say, "I'm willing to go ahead and do this one-page assignment. Here's my money." You want to make sure that that is certified funds, okay? Do not accept personal checks, because the fact is that a personal check can take 2 or 3 days to get cleared, and then you don't know if that person's got the money or not. They can tie it up, and God knows what. You want to use Sean Terry's assignment, because Sean Terry's prohibits assignments from other people. So this guy is not going to be assigning it to anybody once he uses Sean's contract. Then you take this whole contract, all right, along with the money made out to the title company that you had over here. Take the money, this assignment, and then add it to this escrow. What happens is this person will now take that person's place. All you're doing is switching people. This person takes that person's place. But they can't take the place until they see this original contract and the evidence that you've opened escrow and the earnest money receipt. Once you have those items, okay, and the title report's coming, then they know that they have a valid contract, that all they're doing is taking over. Now, what'll happen is this person needs to close, they say they're going to close in 7 days. Great. Well, that's obviously contingent upon you getting a clear title report and the title company being ready and the homeowner being ready. So what you want to do is direct all questions from D to A. You two stay out of it. If you want to get paid, okay, then you got to be quiet. Tell your people to stay out of the way, that your guy will take care of it. All right? Because when you start entering into agreements with other people and start acting like you're representing them, then you have potential agency issues that you need to be worried about. Even though you're not an agent, if you act as an agent, it's a similar concept and you can get in trouble for that. If they think that you're protecting their interests and then you turn around and start making money off them, that's a problem. So what I would do is just direct all questions from D straight to A, have A and D deal it out. Just figure it out, right? Get the contract, open up escrow, then go ahead and close. When you're closed, then you take the $3,000 and divvy it up as you see fit. But in the future, honest to God, I wouldn't even do that. What I would do is I would say, if the price here, your price is $50,000, okay, then what I would do is I would say, whatever the value is, if the value is 50, let's say the value of this house is 57 to 59, right? Let's say that's your value. What you do is you tell this guy the price to you, let's say is 55, 56, 57, whatever it is, add whatever you want on top of that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll pay you that way. So if he can sell it to this person for say 60, 65, fine. But your original amount, if it was 59, if you were planning on making $9,000 on this deal, then his price to him should have been 59 plus whatever he wants. So the end price here would have been 61, and in this case, you two would have split $4,500 as opposed to $3,000, which is what you're currently getting. So I hope that solves the solution. If you have any other questions, feel free to go ahead and give me a call. But thanks for that question. That's a great question. It's very complicated, easily solved if you just go ahead and change things. The number one thing you want to do on any contract is open escrow, get that evidence, that earnest money receipt, because now you're protected. You don't have to record contracts or anything like that. And then in the future, what you want to do is be very careful about how you present this to this guy. Come up with a unified front, because you two are the ones who are hucking out all the work. This guy just had to find a buyer. That's really not a big deal. Finding a buyer is not hard, and it's certainly not worth $3,000 because, quite frankly, if this is a really good deal, you could have sold this to anybody, and that's no problem at all. So let him be the one who's determining it, but since you've already got that agreement, agree with what you've already stuck with. Don't mess it up. Just have A deal with the buyer, and then assign it over to this. And boom, shakalaka, you're done. Thank you for the question. It's an awesome question.